Welcome to my review for Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 3, Episode 1, titled Family. Now, I want to let everybody know that this video will contain spoilers, so do not watch unless you are prepared to be spoiled. Don't forget to also join the Ash vs. Evil Dead Junkies on Facebook. Now, this episode was written by Mark Verheiden and directed by Mark Bessley. So, thank you so much to them for bringing us such a great episode. Now, we start the episode with a commercial for Ashy Slashy's Hardware and Sex Toy Emporium, which sounds exactly like my kind of store, gotta say. Pablo and Ash are my favorite duo, and they are still together, and they are actually running the store together. Now, Kelly is basically a kick-ass bouncer, and they all live in Elk Grove. Now, it looks like Ash took over his dad's old store. I guess he did it to save money, but still, he just crossed out his dad's name. I mean, what a schmuck. Anyway, a girl, Amy, found the Necronomicon, she says, in some mud, and took it to an antique roadshow or like rodeo, like that type of program, hoping to get some money for it. But the guy who looked at the book, who she brought it to, opened the book, and like a schmuck, he opened the book and actually read it. Now, you'd think that a guy who could recognize the Necronomicon ex mortis, like on sight instantaneously, that he would be smart enough to know not to read it out loud. Hello? Poor Pablo. Once again, the writing appears on his body, showing our ghost beaters that evil is back. Now, after evil slaughters everyone at the show, Ruby shows up rocking this blonde white hair and literally punches the science dude in the face for the Necronomicon. I just loved that scene. It was fantastic. It was a great opening scene and a great way to segue us into the opening credits. So, which is the logo. So we meet Brandy and Rachel at the local high school in Elk Grove, where evil is now loose. Brandy calls her mom, who is at the grand opening of Ash's hardware store. Now, when Ash doesn't remember her, she reminds him with the right hook. That was pretty darn funny, I gotta say. She announces that she's his wife and their daughter is in trouble. Now, he agrees to go to the school and see what's up. And on the way there, Ash remembers marrying Candy. Now, I gotta say, in this backflash, look at Bruce Campbell's scrumptious arms. That was just absolutely delectable. Kudos to Bruce Campbell for those arms. Even if they're not yours or digital, whichever. I think they are, but we'll see. Now, Candy tells Ash that Brandy does not know that he exists and is her father. So, meanwhile, Ruby opens the Necronomicon and we see Ash inside the book. She cuts her hand, smears her blood all over the book, and eats the blood so that she can birth demon babies. I mean, I'm really happy to say that she didn't use Pablo this time for it, and that was just such a gross scene. I just loved it so much. And when Ruby fell back onto the ground, the shot there was so 80s. I just love this shot. So anyway, back at the school, Ash finds an old joint that he left behind all those years ago when he was in high school. And I gotta say that I love all of the pot highlighted in this show this season. Usually they have pot highlighted in every season, but I just love how they're just coming straight out with it here in season 3. I love it. When they find Brandy, Ash has an epic battle with a Deadite, and it's just such a great epic fight with Ash and Pablo fighting these musical instruments in the music room. And I love the elements of it because it links the show to the movies with that silly comedy with their fighting. So anyway, before Ash kills the Deadite Rachel, she kills Candy. And it was a really cool scene there. I see these two hooking up best death on Ash vs. Evil Dead history with the harp death. Aside from Kelly killing the Deadite waitress with the meat slicer in season 1, this one right here with the harp has to be the best. I loved that death scene. Purely the best death so far in Ash vs. Evil Dead. Now, just when all is safe, the school mascot shows up as a deadite, Coogie. That's what Ash calls him. Ash calls him Coogie. So as Coogie is about to hurt Ash, Kelly shows up with a really hot, mysterious guy who has been stalking Ash basically the entire episode, and they save the day. I gotta say, Kelly is just hot in all the right places, mind, body, and soul, and I love Dana De Lorenzo. She is fantabuloso as Kelly. Now, the hot guy, his name is Dalton from the Knights of Sumeria. And I'm sure we'll get more on that later because they did not explain anything else about hot guy Dalton. Now, I love how Ash keeps getting Brandy's name wrong. I mean, it's his own daughter, but it's such an Ash thing to do. And anyway, so at the end of the episode, Ash deems it perfect to smoke the joint that he found and offers it to his daughter, calling her Sandy. I love it. And the one-liner award goes to Ash when he said, "You can call me Dad, unless you're a Deadite. Then you can go fuck yourself." So guys, if I had to rate this episode 1 out of 10, 1 being the best and 10 being the worst, I would definitely rate it a very, very, very strong 2. Now, I want to see episode 2 first before I rate this episode because in my thoughts, episode 2 is always better than the pilot. Same is true in season 1. Episode 2 was just the best with Mimi Rogers and that whole dinner scene where he punches her in the face and just, oh my God, that was just the best scene with the farmhouse on episode 2 of season 1. And then episode 2 of season 2 where Ash's head is in that dead guy's body and butt and he's got all this all over his face. I'm expecting episode 2 to really knock it out of the park. So I am really looking forward to next Sunday. Please expect my reviews. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you don't, you can go fuck yourself. And yeah, I'll be back next Sunday. Don't forget to go and make your voice count. Watch Ash vs. Evil Dead on STARZ. You can purchase the channel or you can download the app. If you download the app, you get a free trial. So you can watch every season of Ash vs. Evil Dead and the current season for free. Thank you very much for watching. Take it easy. Come join Ash vs. Evil Dead Junkies on Facebook.